How we used to live. Let me take you back to the days of perhaps King Arthur, the Three Musketeers, witches and wizards, or let's just call it the medieval era. Before film companies and record labels, the court jester and minstrel served as entertainment. The jester is often depicted on a deck of cards as the joker. Jesters in those days were known for their jokes, flamboyant dress code and headwear. The jester also sang and played a little acoustic guitar or the violin. The minstrel, unlike the jester, was either male or female. But the jester was always the role of a man. Minstrels, on the other hand, had a wider range of tools. They were singer-songwriters, playwrights, actors, magicians, jugglers, dancers, and acrobats. Note the attire of a jester and that of a modern-day performers. Particularly well-established rappers. The jester's job wasn't an easy one. At any public or private event held by monarchy, it was the jester's job to ensure laughter and great entertainment. Failure to do such would often end in a public beheading. In today's times, it's similar to being dropped by the record label, TV or film studio. A successful jester was rewarded handsomely and would eventually sit by the king during festivities and public events, humoring the king as they ate and drank. This would lead on to the jester eventually recruiting others to perform at functions. These new jesters were also rewarded handsomely if the king and crowd were amused or pleased with their performances. If, say, during or after a performance, the king held his hand up high with a thumb pointing downwards, it would be for the head jester to give signal for the guards to behead or throw the new jester in jail, similar to being dropped by a record label or film studio. Despite the hazards of the job, to be a jester was very much an enticing occupation. Travelers would come from all over to audition. Successful jesters were rewarded with houses, expensive clothing and large sums of money. A jester's income of then compared to that of a common laborer back then is no different to the financial gap between today's entertainers and someone working a regular job at a food restaurant or construction site. The jester, similar to modern-day entertainers, would often travel to areas of war to uplift their country's troops in song, dance and jokes. Jesters played pivotal parts in politics and war. In recent times, the world saw a president who once upon a time rubbed shoulders with rappers and athletes, had his name mentioned in numerous rap songs, get reduced to insults and betrayal by those very people he once considered friends. People whom he exposed to his resources from as far back as the early 90s until his election campaign. The jester, just like entertainers and athletes of today, are very powerful and strategic mouthpieces. A flamboyantly dressed jester ensures a bigger following and potential income. Budding jesters would go to great lengths to court them in order to be a part of their team. These new jesters would be afforded great gifts for entertaining royalty, businessmen, town shows, carnivals and so forth. Hiring other jesters to do the work ensured the head jester would never face a beheading at any royal event. The head jester in turn would eventually become close friends with the king and statesman. In some cases the jester would have free reign of the castle with exception of the king's private quarters. In modern times, this would be no different to musicians, label owners and film company execs mingling with world leaders as seen on television and on social media. The head jester would fast become the record label and film industry bosses of that era, signing as many talented artists as possible and remaining loyal to the king. They would spread the king's rulings and plans as well as his own agendas within song and theatrical plays. In one particular instance, a jester whom had been befriended by a king was able to take hold of the throne by forging friendships with the king's guards. The jester would instantly find that laughter and jokes weren't enough to rule or protect a kingdom. Many a jester, past and present, often end up broke and penniless. The faces may change but the play remains the same. We as humans are the greatest show on earth. The earth is nothing but a television or film studio. Each home, each city, each town, each borough, each country is nothing but a separate channel to ensure the viewer is constantly entertained and educated. Question is, who is the viewer? Are you entertained?